Hello, beautiful souls. Happy new moon in Gemini on the 30th at 4:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. This is the levitation that we absolutely need right now. The rain just came right now. Let's see if I can get through this. Those of us in the US still have very heavy hearts about the tragedy that happened in Texas this week, and I continue to hold space for the fact that so many families have to endure this kind of tragedy at the hands of what's ultimately fear at the core, at the root, and lose their beloveds in such horrific and tragic circumstances. As I was pushing record, my guide sent me a message to share with you, and it's that this time is different. And I hate that I'm even having to say this time, but we have gone through such deep evolution in the last couple of years, especially with the planetary energies and the transits that have happened and the photonic light that is poured onto the planet and into our hearts and souls and bodies as we've done our deep work, our excavation of the shadow, and done the transformation and the integration of the light. And then we are emanating this out that we are new beings. We are new activated and encoded light beings. And we have such a greater ability at being in new solutions, in new creation energy that we never have before, because we have been deeply changed in the last couple of years. And many of us have been changed to such a degree that we have fully transformed our lives into our soul's calling and soul's path. And there are so many people sharing the spirit and sharing the soul's journey. And the more that we delve into that love frequency together, the more that we produce miracles and come together to make deep change in new ways. So we've seen over and over again that when a tragedy like this strikes and we all cry out about policy change and continue to put our power into that system, nothing happens because there's money on both sides, right? There's polarization on both sides, and we never come together in unity consciousness for the good of our children, for the good of humanity, for the good of the sake of like an honoring human life. Now we're gonna come in I just want to say droves. We're coming in droves with new solutions, even as we do our transformational work and our energy emanation out into the collective and out into the people. And especially right now with the North Node in Taurus and the South Node in Scorpio, I believe that this is going to be the most transformational time of the collective and the New Earth Awakening, with excavating the underbelly, right? All of the deep, dark feelings, experiences, places that we and the collective hold within, while we move towards evolving back into what we came here to thrive as. And that has to do with getting simple, getting clear, disconnecting from the media, like having a better balance with our technology. I'm gonna have to close the door. Okay, I'm back. The rains are coming in to cleanse. We got a little thunderstorm going too. So with technology, I believe that especially right now in the nodal axis we're in with the age of Aquarius, we're really starting to make that disconnection and also be in a full place of discernment of what is healthy, like what's the healthy balance there, and how do we use technology for the higher consciousness and the higher frequency activation and connection, because there's so much good in that. And how do we actually unplug from the systems and the medias that are continuing to produce the fear and sensationalism and scarcity that keeps us in the lower frequencies. And so I feel like with the Taurus North Node especially, as the Scorpio South Node is excavating this underbelly, right? That is this wound, this cultural wound that has grown so deep in our roots, we're actually evolving back into the simplicity of how we came here to thrive in nature, in the present moment, in full alignment and balance, in abundant mentality, in community and connection, in care, and in our beautiful humanity. It's no longer like, I'm right, you're wrong, I need to survive, you know, you're on your own. It feels like we're all out there in the lifeboat throwing the rafts together, right? So that's what they're telling me, and that's what I'm feeling, is that especially after the retrograde ends, coming up, the 3rd is the last day of the Mercury retrograde, I believe. I feel like there's going to be a lot more action. I mean, we are so creative, we're so powerful, and we're so inventive. And unfortunately, that has been, you know, it got learned out of us at such a young age, but it's all coming back online. So tap into yours, because we don't know what we haven't experienced. And if you haven't seen that or listened to that podcast episode that I shared, there are absolute magical, mystical phenomena happening everywhere. And the more that we tap in and stay in our light frequency and in our alignment and emanate that out into the collective, we see, we feel, we sense. We're getting the messages, we're getting the hits. And as we follow that sensory system, that innate navigation, intuitive system, that's where the spiral dimension happens. That's where the possibilities come in that we've never seen before, because we were so focused on what was in front of us and only what we could see, or what we were controlling or creating in order to see, right? So it's like the linear mind, it follows a formula that an expert told it would take it somewhere. The expansive, I don't want to say mind, but the expansive being allows for the new flow and the new messages to come in that have never been there before. And there's no expert, there's no educational system, there's no book that can bring that in. It's only coming from our ability to be fluid and surrender to the co-creation of the universe and the power of that with ourselves. So I do want to talk about the Gemini new moon as well. But I hope that sparked something in yourselves, because maybe you have a new solution and a new answer, right? It's no longer what we've been hitting our head against over and over again that has never created change, because those systems are so deep in power and greed and money, and they're fueled not in humanity and love frequency. So it's up to us in our new earth awakening, in our sovereign strength and selves, to be the creation and the solution and the answer, and to emanate it out into the world. So the Gemini new moon is such a powerful energy right now, because Gemini is all about curiosity, and it's the twins of unity consciousness. And I know you've heard me talk about this, that we are the teacher and the student. We're the mystic and the sage and the novice. We're the mirror, we're the reflective wisdom. And so instead of like it being one or the other, like good or bad, right? Or good or evil, which is what we look at in duality, there's both, and we rise above to see the objective picture. We transcend the polarization of it. We witness the duality and the contrast, and we get expansive with what's available when we look beyond what's just right in front of us. And that's really the beautiful Gemini energy that's coming in, especially now as the Scorpio lunar eclipse really ramped up our underbelly and, you know, the deep wounds of this culture, which it will continue for the next 6 months. But the intense portal to the eclipse door is closing with this new moon. Now, like I said, we're still in retrograde, so it continues to be a good time to be extra diligent, to be reflective, to review, and to really just marinate on things before they come out. Now, this is the very exciting part of the energies that are unfolding right now. And I'm so excited to talk about this. It's the Mars and Jupiter in Aries. So Aries season really never went off, and I am a stellium in Aries. I have all kinds of Aries energy, and I was kept waiting to get that like hit, that innate hit that I always get, and it never came because we had so much going on in Pisces. It just wasn't lining up, and now we're gonna get a good Aries hit, where what came up in the Scorpio lunar eclipse and what comes up now as we have the Gemini energy with the retrograde. So we get the curiosity with the reflection. So what comes up for you there? Like, what are the intuitive hits, the innate guidance? What's coming out in your journaling, right? What are the signs around you that you're taking in, that the universe is sending you, or your guides are sending you? So sit with that, be with it, like really feel into it. And then once the retrograde is over, we've got these energies of Jupiter and Mars. Mars is action, Jupiter is expansion, and they are in Aries, the first sign of the zodiac, the initiator. It's very childlike. So this is, you know, we're tapping into our inner child with all of the imagination, like all of the expansion and all of the wonder which comes with the curiosity of Gemini. And then we're moving forward in a huge way. So I feel this as new solutions, new avenues to take action, to share our light, to move faith and healing and love through the planet, to follow our soul's calling and mission. Because when you're in alignment with that, whatever you do for the good of the collective, you're gonna do in like the deepest, most profound way. Because it's like when you're in alignment, the gas is on the pedal, and everything comes in. All things are possible, and it's spiral. All timelines are available, and it can also be a great time to move forward with your mission, with your projects, with your new path, unfolding path in life, your new art, anything that feels healing to you at this time after going through such intensity with this eclipse season is going to be, it's going to be a beautiful time to, I want to say, like, explode it, to set it free, to like let it go and follow its lead. That is really where we're moving with this Gemini new moon. So what are some intentions that you're putting into this beautiful, light, very coveted energy that I'm hoping that you're feeling now? Because it really, in the last couple of days, it's really starting to move and get much sweeter and bigger. So I hope that these messages resonate. I didn't even do a card pull. I had so much to share today. Look at that. The universe did it for us. Balance. Perfect card for the Gemini energies. This is about the unity consciousness, right? It's the duality, the contrast. That is how we know where we want to go. When we see the contrast, it actually is a helper. It propels us towards where we want to go, but we don't want to get stuck in the what we don't want. So when something like that comes up, when you're faced with that duality or contrast in an experience, in a relationship, in a location, in whatever's happening in your life or what's happening for the collective, witness it, honor it, and then move forward with what you're creating from it, right? Do not stay in the fear of it, or the side of the side of the contrast that you don't want. So let that make what you're moving toward and creating bigger. And so what can you do right now to be in full balance? How do you move into unity consciousness with these energies? And I honestly, like, what I'm getting here is just reflective wisdom. If you're feeling intensity because of an interaction or a situation or an energy in your life, if you're feeling anxiety about it and it doesn't seem like there's a resolution, I invite you to dig very deeply with the continued Scorpio South node. Dig very deeply into what is it that's bringing up in you? How could you shift the situation without needing the external validation, without needing someone else or something else to change to make you more comfortable? How do you fill yourself up? How do you make yourself more comfortable and setting the experience free without the need to control? So get wildly curious about anything that feels imbalanced in your life right now, and take yourself up. Get a bird's eye view. And expand into the bigger picture of the fact that you are the one that supports your innate health. You have your innate medical wisdom. And it is in those moments when you decide whether you are going to dig deep and transform the stress, the tension, the worry, the anxiety without the world in your creation energy and your power to transform your experience, your vibrancy, your ease, your wellness, and your health in this vessel that you get to be in for this journey. Yeah, I feel like that's it. I feel like that's the message. I hope, and for anybody who's new to this channel, I'm Lori Rising, an intuitive medium, a retreat leader, a trauma-informed healing artist, a podcaster. I wear many hats, and I'm so happy you're here. Make sure you hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'm really starting to share these messages more and more, so if you let me know that you're loving them, that gives me the fuel to create more and tap in a little bit a little bit deeper to shift this world and emanate my love frequency and energy out for all of you. And I appreciate you being here, and let us know in the comments how this energy is landing for you. How are you feeling now? What are your intentions? How are you honoring yourself during this intense and deep time on our planet? So until next time, peace and love. Mwah.